Hello friends, today we are going to do the chapter Database and DBMS and Introduction. Friends, in this chapter we will learn the meaning of database, uses of database, creating and saving a table in database, primary key and querying a database. Meaning of database. A database is an organized collection of data or information. It helps to access and update data easily. A database management system, DBMS, is a software used to create and manage a database. A few examples of DBMS are MySQL, Microsoft Access, Oracle, etc. Microsoft Access 2016 is a part of the Microsoft Office 2016 Professional Suite package. It is a database management system, DBMS. The software helps maintain the database used for organizing large amounts of data. A database has different elements. Tables. Tables are used to store data in the form of rows and columns. You can add and rename columns. You can also specify the data type for each column. Forms. These are used to collect data from the user. You can create different types of forms like admission forms in Microsoft Access. You can fill data in the form, which is then analyzed and stored in the database. Reports. Reports are used to display the data stored in different tables. A common example of reports is a student's progress report. Queries. These are used to see information that meet certain criteria. You can use queries to answer questions regarding the data stored in a table. You can also use queries to create a new table from the existing tables. Relationships. You can create relationships among the common fields of two tables. These help you combine data from two different tabs. Uses of a database. Let us take an example. Your school needs to maintain information about all students. However, it is difficult to maintain all this information on paper as it requires a lot of space. In addition, retrieving the data becomes a tedious job. This data can be efficiently stored and managed in Microsoft Excel. Access. Databases are now used almost everywhere. In schools, we use database to store students' name, contact information, address, class, date of birth, class number, teacher details, attendance, etc. In hospitals, we use database to store information about the availability of hospital beds, medical history of the patients, facilities, billing, store information about various medicines, tests, etc. At airports, we use database to store information about various airlines operating, passengers, traveling information about crew, and so on. In shops, we use database to store information about the quantities of goods available, billing, etc. Creating and saving a database. You need to start Microsoft Access to create a database. You can access Microsoft Access from 2016 from the Start menu. You can either create a blank database or use sample templates. To create a database, click on the Start button. On the left pane, scroll down and click on Access 2016. The Microsoft Access 2016 window appears. On the middle pane, click the blank desktop database icon. On the right pane, under the file name section, enter the required name. On the right pane, click the create icon. The Microsoft Access window appears in the datasheet view as shown. Components of the Access window are as follows. Quick Access Toolbar. It gives you access to options such as save, undo and redo. Title bar. It displays the title of a database. Ribbon. It shows tabs and their options. Navigation pane. It is located on the left side of the window. It displays the elements of a database such as tables, queries, forms, reports, etc. Table name. It displays the table name. Work area. This area is used to create different elements of a database. Status bar. It is located at the bottom of the window. It displays the view of the window. Creating and saving a table. Creating a table. A table is a set of rows and columns. It is the primary element of Microsoft Access. You need to create a table to insert data. A database may have one or multiple tables. These tables can be used to generate forms, reports, queries, and relationships. Each table has column heading and data type. Data type specifies the nature of the data to be entered in the column. There are different data types. Text. You can enter text and numbers in the fields. Memo. You can type text and numbers up to 65,535 characters. This cannot be done under the text data type. Number. You can enter only numbers in the fields. Date. You can enter date in date and time format in the fields. Currency. You can enter the currency values in the fields. Auto number. You can auto-generate numbers in a sequential form in the fields. Yes, no. You can select the yes, no, true, false or on-off options in the fields. OLE object. You can link objects created outside Microsoft Access such as Word, Excel, etc. to the fields. Hyperlink. You can enter URL of websites in the fields. Attachment. You can attach documents, presentations or worksheets in the table fields. Let us create a table to store records of students in the datasheet view. To create a table in datasheet view, start Microsoft Access and create a blank database. An ID column with the auto number data type appears as shown. Double-click the ID column and enter the required heading, for example, roll number, to rename it. Press the Enter key. Click the drop-down arrow next to Click to add column. Select the required data type, for example, text. Enter the required name, for example, student name. Similarly, create two more columns, grade and address using number and text data types respectively. Saving a table. To save a table, follow the steps given below. Click the File tab. On the left pane, click the Save option. The Save As dialog box appears. Under the Table Name box, enter the desired table name. Click OK. Keyboard shortcut. Alternatively, press Shift plus Enter key combination on the keyboard to save a new record. To insert data in a table, to add a record in a table, follow these steps. Click the field in which you want to insert data. Enter the required data. Press the Shift key or the arrow key to move from one field to another record. To delete data in a table, To delete a record from a table, follow these steps. From the navigation pane, double-click the required table. Select the required row selector on the Home tab. From the Records group, click Delete as shown. Fourth, click Yes from the confirmation box as shown. Primary key. A primary key is a unique key used to identify the fields of a record. Each table has a unique value that identifies the record. The primary key distinguish one record from another. For example, all students whose information is stored in a table have a unique number to identify his/her record known as the roll number. So, the primary key can be assigned to the roll number field. Each table should have a primary key as it avoids duplicate data. Each table can have only one primary key. The primary key is also used to form relationships. For example, a primary key can be useful when you want to combine two tables together with a common field. When two tables are collated, the primary key of one table becomes the foreign key of the other. A foreign key can comprise of a single field or can be a collection of multiple fields. Primary and foreign keys are used to create relationships between two tables. You need to create relationship between common fields to combine the tables. To set a primary key, on the navigation pane, right-click the required table. A shortcut menu appears. Click the Design View option. Table will appear in the Design View. Third, select the required field. From the Tools group, click the Indexes icon. The Index Properties dialog box appears. Here, select the primary key by changing primary key option from No to Yes. To create a relationship, close all the tables in the work area. Click the Database Tables tab. The Database toolbar appears. From the Relationships group, click the Relationships icon. Hold the Shift key and click the required tables. Click the Add button. Click on Edit Relationships icon. The Edit Relationships dialog box appears. 8th, click on Create New button. The Create New dialog box appears. Enter the left column name and right column name. Click OK. The Edit Relationships dialog box appears. Click Create. 12th, the relationship is created. Querying a database. A query is a request to sort or filter data in MS Access. By running a query, you can extract meaningful information from an existing database to answer important questions regarding data, to perform calculations, to combine data from different tables, etc. In MS Access, you can use complex queries to analyze advanced data. For this, you can create a query from scratch using the query design method. This method offers you more control over your query. While creating a query using the query design method, you work in the design view of the database. To create queries using query design, open the required database. Click the Create tab. From the Queries group, click Query Design option. On the Table tab, select the table for which you need to create the story. Click Add and click Close. Double-click the required field. Repeat step 6 to add the remaining fields to the design grid. From the Sort drop-down list, select the required option to sort the results in ascending or descending order. 9th, to set the search criteria for each field you want to filter, click inside the corresponding cell in the criteria row. On the Design tab from the Results group, click Run. The result query appears in the datasheet view. 11th, to save a query from the Quick Access toolbar, click the Save icon. In the Query Name text box, enter the desired name and click OK. Thank you, friends.